The U.S. has previously armed the YPG, viewing it as the most effective ground force in this fight against the Islamic State of Iraq and its Levant. It says ISIL, also known as ISIS, armed group. Erdogan said that all Kurdish armed groups are all the same.
Mm-hmm. And that's a complete lie. The best military group to take down ISIL and ISIS was the Syrian military, the actual set up democratically elected government. So they just blew smoke up everybody's asses, and everybody was like, "Oh, for real? Damn." No, they just wanted the Kurds to be nice and militarized, so they can use them to destabilize and take over their region. Right. Make sense what I'm saying? Right. Okay, let's keep rocking.
Erdogan said that all Kurdish armed groups are all the same, and that changing their names does not change the fact that they are all terror organizations. Mm-hmm. According to estimates, there are between 8,000 to 10,000 Kurdish fighters. Now,
Turkey is a NATO ally. They supposed to be of one mind with the United States. But here we see these so-called allies, and this is the first, when you see these type of things happen, these are the same type of things you saw happen when Babylon was getting ready to run through the northern tribes, man. You started to see geopolitical shifts. You saw Tyree say, you know what, Egypt? We gonna trade with Babylon. You know what? You started to see Moab and Edom say, you know what? We going to the other side.
Shit ain't working.
That's why when you read in Amos, it says you broke the brotherly covenant. Because Tyree, Edom, and Moab was like, fuck y'all, nigga, we with Babylon. We seeing similar things happen now. Where these guys that were with the U.S. and NATO and everything like that, they switching sides all of a sudden, man. Yep. Okay?
Which
he's hot and heavy over there.
Which that's all according to Paul. You got go ahead. Go.
Yeah. This is Revelation chapter 17, verse 16. It says, "In the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore, and shall make her desolate and naked, and shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire."
Boom. And so you look at those common market systems, that whole European Union, that whole system. You see in Germany and France switch sides, man. They teaming up with Russia. They teaming up with China. You see in Saudi Arabia switch sides. Now they're switching their trade agreements from the U.S. and their allies over to China, Russia, Iran, and its groups. Okay?
Hey, Slack, let me bring this out real quick, because this is prophecy. I'm not sure if y'all hit this already, but I'm going to bring it out. Jeremiah 51, and I'm going to start at 25, or 24. Actually, Slide, we'll bring it out. Okay.
No, that was an interception.
Oh, that was an interception. Okay, spiritual interception. Hey, not the spirit's flowing. I'm sitting there listening to your. I'm like, man, this is scriptures, man. It says, "And I will render unto Babylon," and that's talking about America, "and to all the inhabitants of Chaldea all their evil that they have done in Zion in your sight." Although these things happened in the past. But it's written, the thing that have been is that which shall be, right? There's no new thing under the sun. It says, "Behold, I am against thee, O destroying mountain." Who said destroying mountain? America.
That's right.
Who else is going to all these countries like the brother's talking about, right? Saith the Lord, which destroyeth all the earth. "And I will stretch out my hand upon thee, and roll thee down from the rocks, and will make thee a burnt mountain." With what? Those nuclear missiles.
That's right.
That all the other nations are equipped with, man. It's going to escalate into the nuclear missiles. Right now, it's air raids and little battles and wars. But it's going overall, it's going to escalate into nuclear missiles, man. Right? It says, and they shall not take of thee a stone for a corner, nor a stone for foundations, but thou shalt be desolate forever. Ancient Babylon is still existing. Iraq over there, right? Okay, so that's how you know that's talking about over here, right? It says, "But thou shalt be desolate forever, saith the Lord. Set ye up a standard in the land." What are we doing right now?
Right.
Right.
We're telling everybody what it is, man.
And we in the land.
That's right.
Right. We ain't in the mountains of Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Set ye up a standard in the land. Blow the trumpet among the nations. Did not the Lord tell Jeremiah, "I ordain thee a prophet unto the nations"? So we got it. That's why people like, oh, why you ain't in the hood? Why you ain't in the hood? Well, fuck the hood.
Gotta be where everybody is.
But first of all, the Lord, how we gonna prophesy to the other nations and tell them their judgment? Right? The Lord told Jeremiah in the first chapter, I ordained thee a prophet unto the nations.
Right.
So we got to prophesy to them too, or their downfall and their destruction. It says, set ye up a standard in the land, blow the trumpet among the nations, prepare the nations against her, call together against her the kingdoms of Ararat. All right.
Oh, that's Turkey.
Where's that?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
yep,
right.
you gonna say.
That's right.
That's right. I was gonna say where's Ararat at? That's Turkey, man. All right. Many in Ashkenaz. What did the brother just say? France, Germany.
Yep.
That's Ashkenaz, right around that borderline. So showing you that these prophecies are speaking right now, man. The article the brothers is bringing out is right out of the scriptures, man. Okay, it says, appoint a captain against her, cause the horses to come up as the rough caterpillars. Okay, Esau's tanks and everything, the rough caterpillar, right?
You see them tanks crawling
Yeah.
up the mountains,
Yeah.
man, moving up through, man. Dude look kind of make you think
Yeah,
of a
rough
caterpillar.
caterpillar, right?
Yeah, that's heavy.
That's where they get the motion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, just like a caterpillar, right? It says, prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes, the captains thereof, and all the rulers thereof, and all the lands of his dominion. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon. Because ultimately, the light is going to get casted back on America, which is Babylon, right?
Hey, I'm sorry.
Okay.
It says prepare against her the nations with the kings of the Medes.
Mhm.
What are they Medes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
They,
yeah.
come in.
It's in there, man. That's right. Going into the Medes.
news heavy.
Right.
Oh yeah.
So they pray to
Oh,
destroy
yeah.
America every morning.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
the
Great
prophecy,
city.
the prophecy in Malachi, the first chapter, it says Esau shall build, but I
The Lord
shall
should
throw
throw down.
Yeah.
Yep.
And this is a culmination of it all. How is that going to happen? What is going to take place? And these prophecies or what's going to take place to see that Esau is going to be thrown down.
That's right.
So when
That's
you
right.
look at these
A
conflicts,
little more.
It's a process.
Let's finish the next verse. Then we go right. It's gonna go right into that.
Yep.
Yep.
All right. Now go back. It says 29. And the land shall tremble in sorrow, for every purpose of the Lord shall be performed against Babylon, to make the land of Babylon a desolation without an inhabitant. The mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight.
Right.
They have remained in their holds. Their might have failed. They became as woman. They have burned down her dwelling place. Her bars are broken. Okay, because why? There's no defense system against these missiles, man. The Lord is going to put His Spirit is going to be on these missiles to ultimately touch ground zero over here in America, man.
Right. And that was a news article. There was a news article, and I forget where it is, man. And I forgot to send it to you, brothers. Showing how the propaganda is that America's defense systems can stop a
Right.
nuclear missile strike.
No, it can't.
But there was an article proving that that's not correct.
Oh,
That they
well,
cannot.
I did a show a while ago on it, because I don't know if it's the same article, but I came across an article as well, too, that they said, look, man, they're so behind. America, in all reality, America sell you nonsense, man.
Right.
Smoke and mirrors. In all reality, they're way behind a lot of these other, especially Russia.
Oh yeah, their
Yeah.
system, the
Oh, yeah.
systems like the government systems
Yeah.
are really cheap and old
Very
systems.
cheap.
man.
Yeah,
They still
and then even with as far as with the weaponry,
They still use Tomahawk
Yeah.
missiles, which are
If you-
far inferior.
why
So
you
missile
think
systems
with
they
Donald
have
Trump,
now,
which
man.
hey, that devil,
Yeah.
he's a damn devil, but he shoots it straight. Why you think he came in and said he wanted to put all this money
Into the military.
into the military? Because why? I'm sorry, brother.
No,
It's
go
like-
ahead. Go
that's-
ahead.
yeah.
Nah, because what's interesting how y'all going into the weaponry, you also got what is a war profiteer. Remember
Right.
that movie? What's that? God of War with Nicolas
War,
Cage.
Cage.
Lord of War, yeah.
Lord of War.
Lord of
War.
Yep.
Yeah. So you have
Yeah.
what? You have 10 of the highest paid contractors or profiteers. You have Lockheed Martin, Boeing, BAE Systems, General Dynamics, Raytheon, Northrop, Grumman, Airbus, Mechanica, L3 Communications, United Technologies. Now the U.S. has 10 of these those other nations don't need that, man. They probably just have one system and they running through with that technology, man.
Yeah.
So the U.S. has different sects of doing this and doing that and doing this.
They got
and doing-
yeah.
yeah.
And they bid for who got the cheapest. They don't go for the best quality, so now they go for the cheapest. The cheapest. That's why they bid on a certain projects.
Yeah.
The best scientists are not in America.
That's right.
Exactly.
The scientists that Americans have come from other nations.
Right.
They come from
Yeah.
other nations and come over here, man.
You
Well,
put the Manhattan
look-
projects locking.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, you're right, man. You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Well, look at them. Who?
Dr. Manhattan.
Look at
yeah.
them scientists who got missing on the Malaysian airline.
Yep.
They didn't find that flight. I think they took them, kept them captive, and said, "If you don't do what the hell we say, we'll whack your family." This is the elites you talking
Man,
about.
and they've been kidnapping scientists for the long, like World
Yeah.
War One. You know,
Yeah.
they ain't nothing new.
Well, look at Independence Day, the first one. Remember the science said, "Look, they keep us down here. They don't let us out."
Right.
Yeah, that wasn't that. They didn't put that in the movie. They get certain facts.
Yeah, they know that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's right.
Sorry, not to digress. We're back to. Well, go ahead, bro.
Yeah, back at Joel 3, because I want to read down some
Oh, ain't
details.
no digressing over here, brother. We
Joel
progressing.
chapter 3.
Progressing in the spirit.
Progressive.
baby.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. Al.
Joel chapter 3, starting back at verse 10, read on down
Mhm.
to 12.
Mm.
Beat your plowshares. I'm going to start at 9, just roll through. Proclaim you this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come down. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say,
Right.
I am strong.
Because that's what's happening.
That's right.
All these other third world countries that they ain't so weak no more, man.
Right.
They all got some type of nuclear, capabilities, man.
They all
Right.
scrap.
Because you can ask yourself the question. Now, you guys are talking about how these other nations are building up these militaries and what are you guys doing? They're building up their nations carnally for the Lord to destroy themselves.
Right.
We're building our nation and our warriors up in the spirit
Spirit.
Right.
to rule the world to come, man. And that's a great the perplexity of how this thing's gonna balance the way out. It's gonna be beautiful, man.
That's right.
Man.
Hey, well, that was a setup for the mark of King that only the Lord could come down and take him out.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, that's why he said in Isaiah, he's coming out his place to put his hand on Leviathan, which is Esau, that crooked serpent.
You know what? When it says "Let the weak say I'm strong," that's how you know we at the end.
That's right.
Because these other nations are flexing their muscles.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They're talking more shit. Okay, Kim Jong Un.
Kim Jong-un.
Yeah,
Kim
Kim
Jong-un.
Right.